Hello and welcome to Rust, a new noobs guide, part 2, building a home. Now if you followed my instructions for the last video, you should at least have the blueprint for a metal hatchet and either a pickaxe or an ice pick pickaxe and a couple of other tools like a stone hatchet. You might want to have 2 or 3 of them to hand before going any further. Now, if you haven't got any of those, then you shouldn't be watching this video. Go back, watch the other video again, and just rinse and repeat until you have those items. Then come back and watch this video. Okay, so if you've got your tools, you're going to need to go get some crude oil, because we're going to want to make a furnace as soon as possible. Split the stacks up to increase the efficiency of the cook down, add a small bit of wood and leave it to burn. Come back as soon as you've got a fistful of wood. So now I'm going to show you the efficiency difference between the stone hatchet and a salvaged axe rather than a standard metal hatchet. While I can make the metal hatchet, I have no way to cook down the metal ore to make one. So we're just going to go with this salvaged axe, which you can see gets 35 per strike opposed to 20 from the stone hatchet. So it's more efficient at gathering wood, however it doesn't last as long, so I only use this item when I find it, and I only use it for gathering wood. And I only use the stone hatchet when I find it, and I only use that for breaking open containers. So we're going to gather a little bit of extra wood, as much as we can, and we're going to make a stone pickaxe to start off with, because I wasn't successful in finding a regular pickaxe other than the one you saw in the previous video, which I converted to a blueprint. So I do, however, have a number of extra tools, so that's fine. I can carry on from this point, and I can make the pickaxes I need. So we're going to pick up our low-grade fuel, and we're going to go find somewhere to live, and along the way we will make ourselves a pickaxe. We will gather some stone while we're looking for somewhere to live, and once we've found somewhere to live, we will start laying down the foundations of an efficient building. It's also worth noting that while looking for somewhere to live, you should use the low grade, some of the stone you have and some of the wood you have to produce a furnace, because once you start laying down the twig foundation with the extra wood you have, you've gathered, you're going to want to start cooking that metal ore almost immediately to get metal frags for your code lock, for your armoured door, and more importantly for your tools to get more stone to finish the upgrade to this building. Okay, so I'm going for the most efficient build I know. It's cheap, it has enough space to put a decent amount of storage on the inside, and I did cover this build in a previous Noobs Guide video. You can find that in the Noobs Guide old playlist. I think it is number 3 or it might be number 2 on the list. So I won't discuss too much about this building, because if you've watched the previous videos you'll know this building is the most efficient on cost over space. Also that you can conceal it near larger rocks with great ease. So we've got the main shell down, the foundations are upgraded to stone, there's only a little bit of twig left, so we can start putting stuff in it. We're going to put the sleeping bag in, we're going to put the furnace in, and we're going to put in the tool cupboard. If you manage to acquire enough low grade, then I highly recommend getting 2 furnaces. I know in my previous video my main house had a large external furnace. That was because I found it in a container and I didn't want to I didn't want to let it go to waste. So instead of building smaller ones on the inside, I put a larger one on the outside. Obviously the downside being that a large one is incredibly difficult to conceal. But I think I've done a pretty okay job with that. Okay, so we're at the stage now where we've cooked down enough metal frags and high quality metal already to start crafting our metal hatchets and our normal pickaxes. As you can see, we've now upgraded the shell completely to stone, and we now have enough materials to build an armoured door. Do not make a wooden door. Don't even make a sheet metal door. It's a complete waste of time. It's a waste of your effort. Okay, now you've seen me put in the code for the code lock on this house. I'm going to give this house to anyone who can find it. So basically, if you've watched this video, I'll leave a link in the description below to the server to get you guys to go on there and to try it out. I'm not making a permanent move to the server. It's just somewhere where I am able to record my noob guide videos because I don't have all the blueprints. I'm not particularly well known on this server, and it's nice. The server is there to help people who are new to the game, and this is what these videos are for. So, you know, I've decided to make these videos on that server. So this next clip I left in because I got up, I went to the bathroom, and I came back. And when I came back, I noticed I was wearing a black beanie hat, blue jeans, brown boots, and a red hoodie. I don't mean in game. I mean in real fucking life. That's terrifying. So the first video was recorded in a 45-minute sitting, as was this video. It was recorded in a 45-minute sitting, and in that hour and a half I managed to acquire guns, ammo, a house, a map, and enough materials, medical supplies and resources to carry on playing on this server for a very long time.